know.
I know the type of day it's gonna be in here.
I would like y'all to know.
I'm excited.
That I would enjoy to. I would enjoy to entertain the jokes that you guys are doing, but I'm trying to move in a different way, in a different path. So I would like to not be presented as the guy that's just out here throwing my dick around any longer.
Fair enough.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.
If you start therapy, you lost your job. Be that too. We don't go to therapy. We don't heal. We don't grow. We are ignorant.
You can't evolve, right?
Ignorance. You are not welcome to change and grow and shit.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the pod right now, what's happening is Emanny is slow rolling out a new relationship.
I'm not slow rolling out anything.
Oh, I guess it ain't slow. It's all over the Instagram.
I'm not.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Listen up. Emanny finally stepped up. Yeah, he really did that. That man stood solid, 10 toes down, and said, "Stop playing with me. Stop putting my name in that." And honestly, it was about time, because he's been the punchline for everything. The wild jokes, the broken jokes, the he'll mess with anything moving jokes, all of it. Because let's be real, when people say that, especially with that tone on the podcast, they're not just joking. They're questioning your discipline and your self-control. And it's deeper than just behavior. People start associating it with your emotions, your mindset, your whole character. That's the narrative they try to push when those jokes keep flying. So now Emanny is finally telling them to chill out and cut it. But hold up, here's where it gets tricky. When you keep saying you're gonna change something but don't actually make any changes, people stop taking you seriously. I've been there myself, no cap. I used to do the same thing on Facebook, posting, talking tough, saying this ends today. But if nothing changes after that, people start calling you bluff. And once that happens, it's way easier for them to keep making you the target. Personally, I don't even like confrontation like that anymore because I'm the one thinking about consequences while others aren't. So I step back, let people talk, and keep it moving. But the downside is, when you don't check things in the moment, people get way too comfortable talking crazy to you. Then you end up online venting, saying, "I'm done with this," over and over again. And I had to check myself, like, nah, you said this too many times already. At some point, you gotta stop talking and start acting. The next time someone comes at you sideways, you shut it down right there. No waiting, no holding it in. Don't let it build up and then try to address it later. Handle it in real time. Because even when Emanny talked about letting jokes slide, that's a whole different conversation that goes deeper. But honestly, don't even give people the warning. Don't announce your next move, just move. Because when they come at you, they don't give you a heads up. They don't say, "Hey, I'm about to disrespect you." They just do it. And that's the energy you gotta match. Not reckless, but firm. Not just for Emanny, but for anybody dealing with this kind of situation. If you keep repeating your boundaries and nobody's listening, it's because you're not enforcing them. At that point, talking isn't enough anymore. Now, when the EJ topic comes up, I'll give Emanny credit. He made some solid points. You can't be doing certain things and then still label yourself in a way that contradicts the definition. Words mean something. But at the same time, the reason certain groups get their definitions respected is because they stand together and move as a unit. And whether people agree with it or not, that unity gives them power in these conversations.
Because if you really look at the stats and conversations around gay couples, actually, you know what? I'm not even about to go too deep into that right now. What I will say is this: they move together when things hit the public stage. And honestly, you can't even be mad at that, because let me keep it real with you. This is personal for me. My older brother is gay. Growing up, I'm not proud of it, but yeah, I used to clown him, call him names, joke about his sexuality like it was nothing. So now, when I see how hard they stand as a community, I get it. It's coming from years of dealing with disrespect and being overlooked. But now that they've built that unity, it's like everybody else walks on eggshells when it comes to saying anything about them. And here's where it gets complicated. We always talk about predatory behavior in other situations, teachers and students, older versus younger, but when I heard what EJ said in that interview, hold up, that made me uncomfortable. It really did. He basically admitted he's not approaching openly gay men. Instead, he's going into so-called straight environments and pursuing men who present themselves as straight. And I'm sitting there thinking, how is that not crossing a line? Because even if someone might be closeted, if you don't actually know that for sure, who are you to pull that out of them? That starts to feel questionable, and yeah, people are going to debate that. But at the same time, it feels like certain topics get shut down instantly because nobody wants backlash from the LGBTQ conversation. And listen, at this point, I'm just being honest. I get tired of it. I'm tired of feeling like I have to filter everything just to keep everybody comfortable. Because when it comes to my own struggles, people don't give me that same grace. They tell me to deal with it, fix it, move smarter. So now I'm supposed to carry everyone else's pain and push mine to the side? Nah, I'm not rocking with that. That's why when Emanny was speaking, I understood the frustration in his voice. But at the same time, you've got to know, when you speak on topics like sexuality or relationships outside the norm, people are going to judge you just for speaking on it at all. And that right there is exactly why I stay away from a lot of these conversations. Politics, relationships, red pill, blue pill, all that. Everybody's locked into their own beliefs, and they're not moving off that. And when those groups are big enough, they'll pressure you into thinking you're wrong, even if you're just sharing your perspective. They'll expect you to change how you talk, especially in public spaces. So sometimes, yeah, I just fall back and stay quiet. Because I'm not about to sit here and let people dictate what I'm allowed to think or how I'm supposed to see the world. All right, say less. I hear you loud and clear. So when Emanny got emotional at that moment, it didn't really shock me. If anything, it just reflects where we are right now as a culture. People with opinions almost feel like they should just stay quiet because the second you speak, you're getting dragged. And once a group has backing, it becomes really easy for them to come down on you all at once. Now don't get it twisted, there's nothing wrong with people standing together, but I'm not about to ignore my own experiences just to make someone else comfortable. At the end of the day, just call it what it is and stand on it. And I've got to give a shout out to Mona for a second. I'll admit, I got caught up in that whole be politically correct, don't offend anybody mindset for a while. But lately, I've been noticing Mona doesn't shy away from topics people usually avoid. A lot of folks freeze up when certain conversations come up, but she speaks anyway. And it might sound wild or off sometimes, but she's standing on what she believes. If somebody wants to challenge her, cool, that's what conversations are for. We're not out here claiming to be perfect or all-knowing, we're just talking it out in real time. And honestly, I had to check myself for getting irritated at her for that. Even if she's wrong sometimes, that's still part of the process. That's really the issue today. People think you need to have everything figured out before you open your mouth. But most of what we say, especially on platforms like this, is just opinion. I've been wrong plenty of times on this channel, but it was still my perspective, and we need to get back to standing on that, owning it, and being open to being corrected without being silenced. So yeah, shout out to Emanny for finally putting his foot down and telling people to stop playing with his name, and shout out to Mona for not backing down from tough conversations. At the same time, we've got to be real with ourselves too. You can't constantly point fingers at other people's flaws when you've got your own issues that you don't want brought up. That goes for everybody. If you can dish it, you've got to be able to take it too. And Ice, listen, that clip of you checking your girl that's been going around again, yeah, people are going to keep running with that, especially when it keeps getting highlighted. So you've got to be mindful of how you move and what you say, especially when it comes to relationships and calling out other people's situations. But overall, if I'm being honest, this episode was kind of hard to get through. Too many people talking over each other, not really finding their rhythm, and the conversations just felt all over the place. Hopefully they tighten that up moving forward. Anyway, that's my take. Appreciate you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.